The new moon in Capricorn is at 2:26 p.m. today. So according to my watch, that's about an hour and a half away. And I felt compelled, drawn to do a reading. So I pulled, it looks like I have one tarot deck and a couple of oracle decks and then a message. So we're just going to get started and see what comes up. I do know that this is a black moon. That's because it is the second new moon that we have had this month in December. It's also our last new moon before the new year starts. And so, truthfully, I feel like this is the beginning of new. It's a perfect time to set your intentions, and don't wait for the 2025 new year. Just start now. Start now writing down your intentions. I don't think I'm much for making big changes in my life. I think that it's always good to have goals, and you could have some broad goals and maybe a few little goals, but I don't think it's ever a good thing to say, oh, my goal is to go to the gym every single day, because that's not realistic. Well, maybe for some people it is realistic. For me, it would not be realistic. So I like to have realistic goals, things that I could actually accomplish, right? And still, even though they're realistic, sometimes they are difficult to adhere to. So give yourself grace. And I have the feeling that whatever goals or intentions are being set, we don't have to start immediately having them, putting a bunch of energy into them. I think it's okay for the next 4 to 6 weeks to really feel where we are and make changes as necessary. Okay, so let's see what comes up here for us. So I'd like to invite my angels and guides to send any information that we need as the collective for this new moon in Capricorn, which is the start of the new energy, right? Okay, first card up here, we have the Wheel of Fortune. So I think it is backwards to you, but it does say Wheel of Fortune. And so for sure, wherever you have felt stuck, it's going to change. If you have felt, whatever situation you're in, there's going to be some movement. There's going to be some movement in it. So it's a perfect time to really send your energy to the way you want that movement to be. Where do you want that to go? You have the ability to make those changes. So don't just leave it willy-nilly. Really write down your intentions. And if there's something that has been bothering you, that's been difficult for you, write that down too, and then burn it. Okay, the next card up, two came out there. The next card up, okay, is the Death card. And you know, the last couple of readings I've been doing, I just keep coming up with all these major arcana cards, and I do shuffle well, and they are just the cards that I'm supposed to get. Okay, so the Death card does not mean death. So a lot of people think, it's the Death card. No, it just means, paired with this, it just means that the old is leaving and something new is coming in, right? Death, rebirth. And that's what the Wheel of Fortune is too. And Death card just reiterates that. Death, rebirth. So as you can see in his hand, he has his death hand, I guess. We have a little butterfly right there because death, rebirth. And I love too that we have all the phases of the moon, because that, my cat's over there playing, because that is definitely, the moon is definitely symbolic of death, rebirth. And it's just a cycle, right? Death, rebirth. Wheel of Fortune is a cycle. The death card is just representing the cycle of death, rebirth. And, you know, every year, as the new year comes around, we think of it as the death of the past year, the birth of the new year coming in. So thank you, angels, for those messages. Sometimes when I get messages and I'm like, what does that mean? But this is pretty an easy one to follow the messaging. Okay, I'm going to shuffle a little bit more here. And then if I get what I'm supposed to get. So write down what you're leaving behind, the death, whatever that death is in your life that you'd like to leave behind, and write down to what do you foresee? And then, you know, and this isn't woo real. This is just making plans for your life and breaking it down into manageable steps. Make plans for your new year, the rebirth, and plans. Okay, so the card that's coming to us now is the Fool. Okay, I did shuffle all those. I just am laughing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The Fool just means this is a time for you to have your new beginning, whatever that is for you. The Fool's ready to take you where you want to go. Where is it that you want to go? I'm telling you, I'm just laughing with these cards because these messages are all connected in that goodbye, hello, ready for the new. We're ready to start over again. The Fool. Okay, so out of 3 cards here that I had intended to draw from the tarot, they're all major arcana cards. To me, that just means pay attention, really pay attention to the wheel. It's going around. Cycles, the cycles of life. Death, rebirth. Death, rebirth. Represented by the moon. And we are in the black moon because it's the second new moon of this month. And then as we go through that cycle, we are at the beginning. We are the Fool. What steps are we going to take? What steps are we going to take as individuals? What steps are we going to take as a community? What steps are we going to take as a collective? How do we want our world to be, right? How do we want our world to be? Okay, thank you for those messages. Okay, shuffling these up. These are, it's not tarot. This is like an oracle card. So usually I can read them pretty good. The messages seem to be coming in loud and clear today. So I don't think I'll need the guidebook, but I do have it right here in case we need some specific information out of it. I know I've been spending the last couple of days, just because it is new, the new moon, the new year, so close together. So, you know, making my new plans, my new vision board, my new daily journal that I write in, my new fitness journal, because that's me. So I'm stating my goals, my reasonable goals, and my small steps that I will be taking to get there. Okay, let's see what wants to come out for us. We have 2 came out here. We have treasure, and we have awe. And so interesting that both of these cards, well, for me, treasure, you know, he's the one who goes around and he digs around in the dirt, right, to find the important mushrooms, those truffles, right? This is the pig that gets the truffles. There's, I think, only one place in France, I believe, that he digs around and he finds the treasure, those mushrooms, the truffles. So to me, that means as we are today or tomorrow, dig around in the dirt of our lives to make sure we are thankful for all the treasure that has come from that dirt. I don't think people do this because maybe it is really yucky. So even the yucky parts of our lives always gives us a lesson, which we should consider as the treasure of our life. I'm not really sure if those are blue jays. I can't really tell. I'm not going to look that one up. But there is a little butterfly going on there too. So make sure as you are looking for your new goals for the new moon or the new year, you give homage, be thankful for whatever kind of year you just had. You're coming into 2025 ready with those lessons. And the other one that came out was the awe. Yeah, and even look back on those situations or experience you have and be thankful. Be like, oh, maybe now you can look back and go, oh, that happened because I needed to learn a certain lesson, right? And always, as always, be thankful for what the divine has given us, the animals, the magic that he has given us. For me, like the other day, I just walked in and the sun was coming through my window just a certain way that there was a little teeny rainbow laying on my carpet. And I was like, thank you. Thank you that that's the way our universe works. And that is a message to me to always remember to look at those small miracles that can happen. And there's a little, we have some, it looks like a raven, and there's a little tiny bird over here in the corner. Over here, he's little. So we have four birds flying through there. To me, the rabbit is always a symbol of abundance. Always remember how abundant our world really is, right? If we stop and look. Okay, this is another oracle deck. I'm just going to pull one out of here. And then I have a little message card. What message do you have for us? So far, they've been fabulous, spectacular. And I know a lot of people feel heavy right now, feel like the energy is heavy, but really, I think that if we just continue to be in our hearts and having compassion and loving, the energy really will feel lighter. And if it feels lighter, it will be lighter. And so we have the ability to be that fool and chart the course. And so a lot of the charting, not a lot of, the charting of our course really depends on what we are holding in our heart and what thoughts we are having in our heart. If that makes sense. So for energy to be light, have thoughts of compassion, have loving thoughts, not just for others who cannot see the lightness of the energy, but for for yourself too. Okay, I was only going to pull one, but two came out. So the first one is unwavering faith, and it's number 48. It says you are being asked to have faith in the unseen. Okay, so we can't prove, I don't know if they scientifically are doing experiments on this or not, but I think there have been experiments done on how when you're looking at something, it has an effect on what it is, what is going on. So how we look at something, our perception of how we are looking at a situation can totally affect the outcome of that situation. And we're just going to have unwavering faith that our loving, kind thoughts are going to help our world. Because really, that's, in my opinion, what is at issue here is our planet and how it's going to survive, right? So we need to have unwavering faith that as we continue to have loving, kind, compassionate thoughts and, recycle, that we can make differences, that we can make a huge difference. Okay, I also have 68 resolve, and it says, this is a period of indecision and inner conflict, and it is time to make a decision. So, if this message is for you, if this feels connected to you, that you feel like there is indecision in the world, or there's an inner conflict in you to make a decision. And I'm going to say this again, though. I don't think that anybody needs to make a decision for the new year. I think we could think about it and just ponder it for a little bit, because I think the first few weeks of the new year are going to bring a lot of different energy to make us feel better. To not to make us feel better, but how we feel about things. How we feel about things. And maybe there are some people who are having indecision and inner conflict about things going on in the world. The decision would be to just have love and compassion in your heart. To me, that's what it's all about. Just to have love and compassion and not be attached to anything going on right now, as it could so quickly change, and we just want to look at it with a positive attitude, using positive words, keeping positive thoughts in our hearts. Positive thoughts in our hearts. And I think it's a good thing when you're making goals for yourself for the year to have one of them be, how can you help? How can you help your neighborhood, your family? What's one thing you can do to help your family? What's one thing you can do to help your environment, be that your neighborhood, your home, your community? What is that one thing you can do? Or what is the one thing you have been doing that you are going to continue doing, that you can continue doing? Well, I love that in my community, they've started a home recycling program, and they come pick up the bottles and cans, and then whatever it is, you have the ability to donate that money to an organization. So I love that I can donate that to my local no-kill shelter. So is there something like that in your community that you could do? Or there's a lady in my neighborhood, I see her every morning. She gets up and with her little plastic bag, and she walks around and she picks up the trash in the neighborhood. I mean, that doesn't take any money. Just takes her commitment to walking around picking up some trash. And even a little bit helps, right? Okay, here is our message. It says, looks like that's the mesa right there, right? And like a lot of little sparkles going on there. It says, Namaste blessing. The divine in me acknowledges the divine in you. I bow to you and honor your inner light of pure and unconditional love. External peace be with you. External love be with you. External joy be with you through this serendipitous time. Serendipitous time. The serendipitous blessing. Through the serendipitous blessing. And you know what? I want to pick another one since I seem to be going on twos here. So I'm going to pick another one. The divine in me acknowledges the divine in you. Okay, here we go. The blessing. Here's a tree. Make sure I only have one there. There's a tree with a big sun with little raindrops going down. It says the blessing of letting go. Free yourself from negative entanglements by letting go of emotional ties, beliefs, and outdated ways of thinking that no longer serve you. You have the power. That which you let go will transform into an endless blessing. And there we go, right? So free yourself from negative entanglements by letting go of emotional ties, beliefs, and outdated ways of thinking that no longer serve you. What are you going to put a death to? What are you going to put a death to? It's time. The wheel's ready to turn. Put a death to something because you have the power. There you go, you fool you. You have the power which will let you, and whatever you let go will transform into an endless blessing. And I send you my blessing for the new black moon. So this is the end of 2024, and may all your dreams come true in 2025.